Good afternoon. This is the Dean of all things spicy from Conjured Vapors Peppers. So, one of you beautiful people, well, a couple of you actually, have expressed interest in me telling my story. It's not very long, probably not super exciting, but that's what I'm going to do today. So, this video will be a little watery, little shiny, bright because of the sun. I'll take a little walk through my garden, show you my garden, not thoroughly, but quickly. And I'll tell you a little bit about my story. So, to start off, I'm going to need a Vicious Red hot pod, one of the hottest that I'm growing this year. I chose this year not to do a bunch of chocolates, even though they're my favorite, because I wanted to find reds that were similar in heat. And this is one of them. I do have a couple mustards growing this year, including one of the crosses that I'm working on, seeds which came from my friend Daniel Thorley out in the UK, and I've been chasing a pheno that I found that I love. But anyway, so let me start out with eating this pod. I picked it off the plant. I was just going to start munching right away. Noticed a spider inside it, decided to go rinse out the spider before I started the video. But, ooh, that's a lot of capsaicin oil. Watch this, watch. Ready? Maybe that was water from rinsing out the spider, but either way, these are super hot. I mean, intensely hot. So, I've been a gardener for quite a few years. I don't know, maybe 12, 13, 14 years now. I've always grown, jalapenos and serranos and habaneros. Sorry, this video is going to be uncut, unedited. I want you to just see who I am and what I am. But about 5 years ago, I went to a garden center and I found a Carolina Reaper plant, a ghost pepper plant, and the scorpion pepper plant. And I thought, wonder if I can grow those. So I bought them, brought them home, and decided to grow them. But, so, back up a little bit. When we bought this house, I have about a 9% grade going from my yard down to the sidewalk. And I grow in my front yard. And this grade was just covered in English ivy. And it also had poison ivy mixed in. And I'm intensely allergic to urashriol. So I wanted to get rid of it. Wanted to make it usable. My wife and I found a company called Dirt Locker out of California. I'll link them in the description. Matter of fact, anybody that I mention, if they have a site, I'll link it in the description. But so we bought this Dirt Locker system. So it's a great organization, great company. They take recycled plastic and they create this terracing system out of it. It's just flat sheets of plastic that you interlink together. One side has a male end, one side has a female end, and you just link them together. And then you just pull them up the hill, and then you backfill with soil. So I'll show you. So this is what I'm talking about. From the top of my yard, the main part of my yard, down to the street, about a 9% grade. And this was 100% completely covered with both English ivy and poison ivy. So you can see down here the Dirt Locker system. Once you pull it up the hill, interlinked, it becomes a terracing system. So I wanted to be able to have usable space in my garden. instead of useless and wasted space, and I grow in my front yard. So this dirt locker system, I think we dropped about $700 on it. And then, I don't know, maybe 150 more in soil. I love the system because you don't have to dig down at all. You literally put it on top of the soil and you backfill with more soil. Super simple, super easy. Myself and my wife, we were able to drag it up the hill by ourselves. And then you stake it down with some J-hook rebar. And it's been going strong now for 5 years. And it's great because it allows me to make quality use of what was once a useless hill. So, 5 years ago, I'm standing right here on my sidewalk. Somebody comes down the sidewalk towards me, and I'm standing here and I'm pruning my pepper bushes. Guy comes up to me and he says, "Is that a ghost pepper?" I said, "No, it's a Carolina Reaper." He said, "Ghost pepper is the hottest pepper in the world, right?" At the time, I didn't know any better. I said, "No, this is the Carolina Reaper." He says, "Can I get one of those?" I'm like, "No." You know, I'd heard all the horror stories. People having holes burnt in their bellies. People having heart attacks. You know, they're myths. Don't get me wrong. If you have an ulcer, you eat a super hot pepper, it's going to show you. You have a weak heart, you eat a super hot pepper, it's probably going to show you. But the capsaicin's not going to do the damage to you. It's your own body doing the damage. Your own mind doing the damage. Anyway, so... Sorry, that was a warm pepper. I thought, you know, I want to be able to give these peppers away. But I don't know what they're going to do to me. So, at the time, I thought I could eat maybe 3 jalapenos, and then that 4th would just light my mouth on fire to where I couldn't eat anymore. You know, 3 jalapenos was probably a 6 or a 7 on my scale at the time, and then I eat that 4th one, and all of a sudden I'm at a 9, and I'm scared. So I'm like, all right, what am I going to do? So I decided to eat 3 jalapenos every day. It cost me a little bit of money, but it was worth it. And then once 3 jalapenos became easy, I would throw in a serrano. Then once 3 serranos became easy, once 3 jalapenos and a serrano became easy, I would go to 3 serranos. Then once 3 serranos became easy, I'd throw in a habanero. Once 3 hobs became easy, I'd throw in a ghost pepper. Once 3 ghost peppers became easy, I'd throw in a scorpion. Once 3 scorpions became easy, I'd throw in a reaper. I was growing them. Why not? So I was able to build my tolerance to a point where I'm at now. And, I mean, you know, today you're going to see whether I can handle the few pods I eat or not. I probably had, I think I had 4 super hots for breakfast. I had 2 super hots for lunch. Right now I'm on an empty belly. So this might hurt, but it is what it is. I believe that you guys should see me in whatever state I'm in. You know, if I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. It is what it is. I don't believe in editing. I don't believe in cutting. I just want you to see the real me. But anyway, so walk you around my garden a little bit. So, your system. I'm going to show you one of the hybrids that I'm working on. It's this. It's called Charlotte Knight. Not my own hybrid. The seeds, the cross was created by a grower by the name of Eric Knight. And he sent me these kindly. And last year, when I was growing out the F2 seeds, I found something that I found really cool. I found highly variegated plants like this that had upright growing pods like this that were jet black, that ripened to red, jalapeno style. So I saved seeds from those, and from that one specific pod, by the way. And I planted them this year in hopes of getting the same thing. And I got, I don't know, 10, 12 plants that had that exact thing. And I loved it. So anyway, my first year, I had 3 super hot plants. My second year growing, I think I had about 17 super hot plants. I had joined some Facebook pepper seed groups. Sorry, it's a little warm out here today. And put a little seed money in, and I bought seeds. And I would send those seeds that I purchased as trades to get more seeds from other growers. And then the third year, I think I had about 57 or 58 super hot plants. Then last year, I think I had 120, 130 plants. And this year, I started the season with over 700, about 780 plants. I started last year with 780-ish as well. I started them out in my basement, and I have 2 6-foot baker's racks. And so I start the seeds downstairs under lights, and around May 5th or so, I start bringing them outside, hardening them off. But anyway, this year, I am growing 265 pepper plants in 7-gallon grow bags. Some of them are in 15-gallon. And I have all the rest, total of about 480 that are still alive, still sitting in their red solo cups, which is what I pot them up into after they're out of their seed starter. But anyway, let me show you around. So I have those 3 plants on this hill over here. And then here's the beginning of my 7-gallon grow bags. Sorry, that's a sweet Annie. Love the smell of it. Taking up space from one plant, but oh well. So this is my front yard. What you're seeing now is about 200 7-gallon grow bags filled with nothing but peppers. And there's maybe 3 that have native plants in them, maybe 4. Because I'm also growing natives to try to get caterpillars to bring in, birds and just help the wildlife in general. So I space my grow bags about 3 to 4 inches apart, which center to center is about 16 inches, which really isn't enough for most pepper plants. But I like the way it works. It's just enough space between plants, that way they can breathe, and I don't end up with a bunch of rot, a bunch of fungus. My plants are beautiful. They're usually only about 4 feet tall, but they get pretty loaded down. But anyway, so sorry, got a lot of weeds I need to take care of. This is my 265 plants, along with all my weeds. This one's getting pretty tall, about 4 feet now. And this is what's left. So like I said, I have about 480 total. And these ones are all still sitting in their red solo cups. Some of them are potted up into about a 0.7 gallon pot. Some are potted up into a 1 gallon pot. I think I have one that's potted up into about a 2 gallon pot. And these ones, I'll get a few peppers off of them. Not a lot, but a few. It's enough to save seeds. The chinenses like this one, I'll get 4 or 5 peppers. The annuums like this one just get loaded. The picadums like this one get loaded. But, I like it. It works well for me. So, I have had quite a tolerance, but I didn't know what my tolerance could end up becoming, right? I was, at the beginning when I was in these pepper seed groups, I'm going to sit back down so I can talk. when I was in the beginning of these pepper seed groups, I ran into some people who weren't so great, narcissistic personalities who it was all about them and not about the people that were part of their group. They seemed nice at the outset, but I, to this day, have never sold a seed. I, to this day, have never sold a pod. I just give them away. But what I was doing was I was trading with people all over the world and just giving my seeds away. I'd grow and save seeds from what I grew, and I'd post them in the groups, and people would be like, "Ooh, I want that one," and I'd send them seeds. So I made a lot of friends around the world doing this. I love it. I love this community. Love the people that I've met. They become family to me. But some of us needed to get away from those narcissistic personalities, so a bunch of us banded together, I don't know, about 3.5 years ago, and started our own small little Facebook pepper group. And we kind of stayed there, right? It was comfortable. We liked each other. We trusted each other. We knew when we sent things, it was going to be sent. We'd receive what we were getting, what we were told we were getting. And we just stayed there. I don't know, about 3 months ago. Let me backtrack. About 3 years ago, I found Chase the Heat, Johnny Scoville, and I started watching his channel religiously. I found him very refreshing, very down to earth, very realistic, and that's why when you look at my videos, it's just me eating a pod or eating a few pods, doing a challenge here or there. It's unedited. I don't take out the bloopers. I don't care. I want you to understand who I am and what I am. And I got that from Johnny, and I'm very appreciative of that. But anyway, so I had watched Johnny for a long time. Then I found a couple other people like Uncle Bull Cow, who I also appreciate quite a bit. And then, last fall I watched Super Hot, and I was like, ooh, that's what I want. That's exactly what I want in my world. So about 3 months ago, I branched out and joined the League of Fire. Joined a couple burn Facebook groups specifically for burning. And I have been able to expand my world into a bigger community of people that I absolutely love being around. So I started going to pepper festivals, I don't know, about 2.5 years ago. And I never found one where they were doing a pod competition until I went to Erie Pepper Palooza, put on by Harvest 912. Great organization, by the way. If you don't know about Harvest 912, go to harvest912.org. I'll post it in the links below. Check out their mission. They have this company called Mad Cow that does spicy snacks, spicy foods, and spicy challenges. And 100% of the proceeds from that go to their mission. They have a bus. They take that bus to unhoused encampments. They wash people's feet. They have a couple podiatrists on staff who donate their time to do basic foot care. And then with the help of Carolina Shoe Company, they put shoes on people's feet. Feet. Again, unedited. So they put on this festival, and I decided to go out. My family and I went. And I was hoping to be able to get into the amateur pepper eating contest on Friday night, but my kid was at a scout camp, and I couldn't cancel that to go to an amateur pod competition. So we went on Friday night. Saturday morning, we started driving out to Erie. It's about 4.5 hours from me. We got there late at night, checked into the hotel, and the next day Saturday, we went to the festival. Got to meet some really cool people. Got to meet Johnny for the first time. Got to meet Uncle Bull Cow. Got to meet some people that I've been watching now for, most of them just a few months, but a couple of them for 3 years. And it was amazing. Just seeing these people and, people wanting to give you a hug that have never met you is phenomenal, right? So Saturday I watched the America's Belt match, and I watched some of the best eating peppers. and I was enthralled. The energy, the ability of the crowd to amp up the competitors, and just people pushing themselves to do things that other people would never try. To me, is phenomenal, right? Sorry, I'm gonna get another pepper. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Sorry about the sun. You see here. Sorry. Give me a second. Saw the gold ghost. One of the mustards I'm growing this year. But anyway, so loved that pepper competition. Chris, the Scoville unit for Golly, defended his belt and kept it. Stayed the national champion for, I believe, the second year in a row. Could be third, but I don't know. I think it's second. So then that evening, they had the 9 holes of hell putt-putt competition, and I joined. I was like, why not? I knew I had a decent tolerance, but I didn't know how good, right? So this competition was fun. Every single time you went up to putt, you had to do a challenge first. First hole, you had to do a sauce that they give you. Second hole, you had to eat a pod that they give you. Third hole, you had to do a leak of fire challenge that they give you. It wasn't your choice, it was theirs. And it was great. 11 of us started. A couple people started puking right away. And 3 of us made it to the end. Most competitions, if you puke, you're out. But Tad and Kit from Harvest 912 said, no, people puke and they want to keep going. Cool, let them keep going. Which I thought was great, right? If you can spew your guts out, literally, and you still have the drive to complete a competition, why not? So, 3 of us got all the way through the 9th hole. The other 2 puked, I didn't. And the lady who took first, she beat me by 1 or 2 points. I think it was 1. But just prior to the 8th hole, she couldn't hold it in. She let it go, and myself and a few others were encouraging her to get up and keep going, and she did. And she won the competition, won a couple of really cool putters that were specially made for this. It was phenomenal. Now, I was the only one that didn't puke. I didn't win, but I felt like I did, right? I can eat pods for hours. Maybe not all super hots, but I can. So, a couple people realized the tolerance that I had, and they're trying to convince me to eat at the table the next day. It didn't take much convincing, because that's what I had wanted to do. So, luckily, people were gracious enough to give me their seat, and I was a black horse wild card. Nobody knew me. I mean, a couple people did. A little bit, not much. And I was able to do the competition and win. Again, I didn't know I had that in me. I knew I was decent. In some of the pepper seed groups that I'm in, I would do lives, and we would burn with each other. I'd invite somebody on, and if they ate a pod, then they could choose what pod I was going to eat. And for each pod that somebody came on and ate with me, I would eat one. And, I'd do 12 or 15 pods. So I knew I had a decent tolerance, but to be able to eat, I haven't counted what was in that competition, maybe 27 pods, and consume a couple extremely hot sauces and win? Okay, cool. Maybe I do have something. I saw that on Super Hot, and it was like, that's what I want. And guess what? Now that's what I have. So this is my life now. It's every single day I eat Super Hots with every meal. My coffee in the morning has scorpion pepper powder in it. When I have breakfast, I'll have 2 or 3 Super Hots. I have lunch, I'll have a couple Super Hots. And Dinner, I'll have 3 to 5. Throughout the day, I might snack on them 1 or 2 more. And I was getting to this winter where I was eating, I don't know, 12 to 15 super hots a day. Now, my goal is 20. And then also working on my gut tolerance. When you eat a lot of super hots, you get what we call capsaicin cramps or cap cramps. Some of these cramps are extremely severe. So I try to hold them in for 40 minutes to an hour or digest them completely. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're doing 27 plus super hots, it's not smart to keep them in. It's going to hurt you for hours upon hours. So you want to take care of business after the fact. But this is who I am now. I have a decent tolerance. I like what I do. I love eating pods. I love doing spicy challenges. I love being able to tell you guys how I'm experiencing something or the flavors that I'm experiencing. You know, once you intentionally raise your tolerance, let me back up. When you first eat hot peppers, all you feel is heat. All your mind can think about. Oh my God, I'm on fire. But then once you raise your tolerance, you get to a point where you can actually taste the flavors of the pepper. Every single pepper on the planet tastes different to me. I've never had 2 that taste the same. Unless they're variants of the same pepper. But even the color variants taste different. You know, you get a 7-Pot Primo, you get a chocolate 7-Pot Primo, you get a yellow 7-Pot Primo. They're all going to taste different. So that's what I want to do with you guys. I want to explain what's up, what they taste like, what you can use them for culinary uses. And then also, for those of you who are insane and want to get bored by me doing challenges, want to watch me do challenges, let's do that together. So I appreciate all of you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me on this journey. This is the Dean of All Things Spicy. Have a beautiful day. I'm out.